So, hello and welcome again the mutual fund distributor series for NISM exams. We already discussed about the chapter 1 and chapter 2. Now we are going to cover the module 3 of mutual fund distributor exam. जिन्होंने भी अभी तक जो लास्ट चैप्टर दोनों चैप्टर हमने कंप्लीट किया है और अगर नहीं देखा है प्लीज go and watch it and please appear for the mock test which links are provided in the description of the videos. Okay, so let's move into the chapter 3. पर उससे पहले मैं फिर से एक चीज आप लोगों को याद दिलाना चाहता हूँ कि how you have to study this for study this exam. At first you have to watch these videos, then you have to go for the notes that we provide in the description, then you have to go for the NISM exam का जो mock NISM exam का जो official workbook है उसको आपको पढ़ना है, then you have to apply for the mock test which we provided. Okay, let's begin with the module 3. So in this module we have legal structure of mutual funds in India, how the mutual fund frameworks works, how the mutual fund, what are the legal boundaries they have, how the legal things are there. We are going to discuss that. But एक चीज मैं आप लोगों को बताना चाहूंगा, exam point of view से this chapter is not too much important, but it is important. So आपको बहुत अच्छे से पढ़ना पड़ेगा. And you have to clear one thing, the concept. There is nothing else that you have to just there is some rules and regulation, just like law. You have to just memorize these things, and that chapter will be very easy for you. Okay. So what are the things we have? First, the legal structure of the mutual fund, key constitution of a mutual fund, organization structure of asset management company. Asset management company means AMC. हम देखेंगे आगे क्या होता है AMC. There is the role and support function of service providers of mutual funds. So at first, look at this slide. Understanding the India's mutual fund landscape. What we have written there, this presentation explores the interactive structure and essential constitution of mutual funds India as defined by the SEBI Mutual Fund Regulation 1996. One major question can come for your exam. What is the regulation of mutual fund? That is the answer is the SEBI Regulation 1996. Okay. We will delve into the legal framework, key players, operational mechanism, and the crucial role of various service providers that are collectively ensure the smooth functioning and integrity of the Indian mutual fund industry. Okay, this is a basic description of this chapter, how this chapter will going to help you. There is nothing. Now the main thing is here. How the mutual fund are work in India. मैंने आप लोगों को हमारा जो चैप्टर 2 था वहां पर भी हमने एक चीज बोला था आप लोगों की that mutual fund governed by the Indian Trust Act by 1882. Mutual fund is a trust. Okay, so you have to always think that mutual fund is not a profitable organization. It's a trust, and the act is Indian Trust Act 1882. Okay, this is the structure is mandated by SEBI to safeguard investor interest and build a robust, transparent, and financial ecosystem. Now let's see how the structure is going for the mutual fund. At first you have to make a trust. सबसे पहले आपको क्या करना है कि if you want to make a mutual fund, आपको सबसे पहले एक ट्रस्ट बनाना पड़ेगा. ये ट्रस्ट कौन बनाएगा? स्पॉन्सर बनाएगा. स्पॉन्सर क्या है हम आगे जाके पढ़ने वाले. पहले आप जस्ट बेसिक सा स्ट्रक्चर देख लो. सबसे पहले आपको ट्रस्ट बनाना पड़ेगा. देन द बेनिफिशियरी फोकस. ये जो ट्रस्ट होगा ना वो किसके लिए काम करेगा? जो उसका बेनिफिशियरी होगा. म्यूचुअल फंड में बेनिफिशियरी कौन है? द यूनिट होल्डर्स. Those who are buying the mutual fund, they are the beneficiary of the mutual fund. So ये ट्रस्ट का काम होगा कि बेनिफिशियरीज का जो फायदा है वो उसको देखना पड़ेगा. Okay, what are the beneficiary up there? Then you have to make? You have to make a trust deed. Deed मतलब operation and defined by a trust deed between the sponsor and trustee, detailing responsibility and clauses stipulated by the SEBI. What are the constitution are there? What are the rules? What are the norms are there? You have to all those things you have to put together and you have to make a trust deed. Okay, and you have to file that with SEBI. Then you have to make trustee oversight. ट्रस्ट को क्या करना है? हमेशा म्यूचुअल फंड का जो भी बेनिफिशियरी होगा मतलब यूनिट होल्डर होगा उनके लिए काम करना है. सो दे ऑलवेज नीड्स टू मेक श्योर दैट ट्रस्टी ऑलवेज वर्क फॉर द म्यूचुअल फंड यूनिट होल्डर. If you look for the next slide, there is a defining mutual fund key characteristic. There is some key characteristics of the mutual fund. This is a trust structure जो होता है. There is a public unit sales and scheme based offering diversified investment. ये सब हम लोग already cover कर चुके हैं second chapters में और first chapter में. If you didn't see this, please go and watch it again. Next is the key constitution of the mutual fund. Now look, the Indian mutual fund ecosystem is built upon several critical entities, each with distinct roles and responsibilities to ensure governance and operation and investment protection. The first thing in the mutual fund is AMC. AMC को कौन बनाता है? Sponsors. Who is the sponsor? Now look at this. The driving force behind the mutual fund responsible for its establishment and initial capital contribution to the AMC means sponsors. Can you take one name of sponsor? Yeah, the one name of the sponsor is HDFC, ICICI, SBI. They all are the sponsor. Okay, what they did, they have the money and they sponsored the mutual fund for the beginning. And there is some financial criteria. We are going to teach that also. Let me show this. Okay. 1 minute. Look at this. Look, the sponsors. Sponsors are the initiator of a mutual fund, responsible for the initial application for the registration and investing in the AMC's capital. Their eligibility criteria are stringent, ensuring only reputed and financial sound entities enter the market. Means mutual fund को जो लोग पहले start करते हैं, जिसका initiator था, जो who is the initiator of the mutual fund, they are called as a sponsors. But here the sponsor have some rules and regulation. आप जाके ऐसे ही sponsor नहीं बन सकते. At first, the first criteria you have to ensure good sound track record. Sponsor must demonstrate a history of fairness and integrity in all business dealing. If the sponsor have any legal or scam history, then they cannot be a sponsor. Like HDFC does not have, SBI does not have. This is why they have become the sponsor. There is a financial service experience. A minimum 5 years of experience is the financial service. Okay, HDFC have long history of this particular sector. SBI has a long history in this particular sector, so they can make this. Positive net worth. Consistent positive net worth. Net worth means share capital plus reserves minus accumulated losses. For the preceding 5 years recorded means आपका 5 साल में positive. In the last 5 years, you have to be a positive net worth. Net is the adequate liquid net worth. The liquid net worth must exceed the proposed capital contribution of the AMC. This includes unincubated liquid asset like cash, money asset, instruments, and government securities. What happens in the mutual fund when a sponsor going to sponsor a mutual fund? They have to initially put some capital. Means a mutual fund, a sponsor put 40 lakhs, 40 crore in a mutual fund. Okay, at first the sponsor have to put some money, their own money, and that money must be in liquid form. So adequate liquid net worth is very important for that. Then is a fit and proper status. The sponsor must be deemed fit and proper for operating in the mutual fund sector, a subjective but a critical assessment. Critical assessment by regulators. What is this? It says, अगर एक स्पॉन्सर है जिनका दिमागी हालत ठीक नहीं है, उनका शारीरिक क्षमता नहीं है कि म्यूचुअल फंड्स को बिजनेस को रन करने का, तो दे कैन नॉट बी अ स्पॉन्सर. ओके, सो ये 5-6 चीज है स्पॉन्सर्स बनने के लिए आपको सबसे पहले देखना पड़ेगा. देन इफ यू लुक फॉर दिस, दैट इज बोर्ड ऑफ ट्रस्टीज गाइडेंस ऑफ इन्वेस्टर इंटरेस्ट. आफ्टर मेकिंग द स्पॉन्सर्स को क्या करना, अभी बोर्ड ऑफ ट्रस्टीज को बनाना है. बोर्ड ऑफ ट्रस्टीज ये म्यूचुअल फंड का जो भी होगा, ये यूनिट होल्डर्स के लिए, बेनिफिशियरी के लिए काम करेगा, नॉट फॉर द स्पॉन्सर. इट विल ऑलवेज वर्क फॉर द यूनिट होल्डर्स. ओके, तो व्हाट इज रिटन देयर, ट्रस्टी होल्ड ए pivotal role acting as a fiducious to unit holders and ensuring strict compliance with regulations, SEBI regulation imposed rigorous condition for their appointment. Integrity and standing. Of course, उन लोगों को हमेशा इंटीग्रिटी बचाए रखना है. जो म्यूचुअल फंड में जो भी हो रहा है काम, in everything, whatever happen in the mutual fund activity, they must comply with the trustee of board. There is the execution criteria. Individual found guilty of moral turpitude, economic offense, or security laws violation and disqualified. Independence. No AMC director, offerer, or employee can simultaneously serve as a trustee for the same mutual fund. Furthermore, a person appointed as a trustee for one mutual fund is intangible to serve as a trustee of another without prior approval of SEBI. मीन्स क्या होगा, म्यूचुअल फंड का जो एएमसी है ना, एसेट मैनेजमेंट कंपनी, मीन्स एसबीआई से कोई उस ट्रस्ट ऑफ बोर्ड में नहीं हो सकता, क्योंकि अगर वो होगा तो वहां पर वो मैनिपुलेट करेगा, राइट. सो यहाँ पर सेबी ने बहुत अच्छे से एक मैंडेट किया है कि कोई भी एएमसी से कोई बंदा नहीं हो सकता. और एक चीज है, देयर इज द ट्रस्टी मस्ट बी इंडिपेंडेंट, एंड इफ वन ट्रस्टी इज ए वन ट्रस्टी मीन्स आप एक बोर्ड का ट्रस्टी हो, एक एएमसी का ट्रस्टी हो, यू कैन नॉट बी trustee of another AMC without the approval of SEBI. If you want to be a trustee of 2 or 3 mutual funds in India, you have to take an approval of SEBI, and that is the subject of SEBI. Next, that is a very important thing. That is a very important thing as a point of view of exam. That is, a mutual fund must appoint at least 4 trustees. Okay, if a trustee company is appointed, its board must also comprise at least 4 directors, with 2/3 being independent, trust visited, extremely responsible economics. What is there? If you are applying for the 4th trustee, means उसमें से 2/3 means 75% आपका ट्रस्टी जो होना चाहिए वो इंडिपेंडेंस होना चाहिए. अगर आप लोग 3 ले रहे हो तो उसमें 2 ट्रस्टीज आपको इंडिपेंडेंट देना है, ठीक है. दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. मीन्स 66.7% कुछ होता है इफ यू गो फॉर द परसेंटेज टर्म. Now, this is the most tough concept of this particular chapter. That is how the sponsors are eligibility and the board of trustee. आपको ये दोनों चीज इस चैप्टर में बहुत अच्छे से पढ़ना है. Let's we move on to the PPT. Now look into this PPT. Next we have asset management company, custodian. That things are done. This is the eligibility criteria we already discussed. The minimum 5 years of the financial service, positive net worth of 5 preceding years, liquid net worth, net profit of each of 5 preceding year, average annual. This is very important thing. Average annual net profit of at least 10 crore over 5 years. 10 crore से ज्यादा होना पड़ेगा लास्ट preceding 5 years में, ठीक है. Must be deemed fit and proper person by SEBI. He have to be fit and proper. Not anyone can be a trustee. Now see, there is next things are there. The guidance, roles and responsibility of trustee. This is a regulatory compliance होता है ट्रस्टी का. वो लोग सब कुछ रेगुलेट करेगा. म्यूचुअल फंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूटरशिप में, म्यूचुअल फंड इंडस्ट्री में जो कुछ भी हो रहा है, सब कुछ सेबी, सब कुछ ट्रस्टी के अंदर ही काम होगा, ठीक है. वो सब कुछ देखेगा. इफ एनीथिंग हैपेंस रॉन्ग, ट्रस्टी एक्शन लेगा, ठीक है. There is the oversight of AMC. Review AMC investment decisions, service contracts and the overall conduct, prevent conflict of interest. Means कभी कभी होता है ना, म्यूचुअल फंड का जो फंड मैनेजर है अपने इंटरेस्ट में कोई डील ले रहा है, मतलब जो यूनिट बोर्ड ऑफ ट्रस्टी का काम क्या है, जो जनता है, जो नॉर्मल यूनिट होल्डर है, उनके लिए बेनिफिशिएट करना, राइट. पर somehow फंड मैनेजर और AMC going to buy their own stock, right? HDFC mutual fund is there, HDFC AMC there, and they are going to buy HDFC stock. So they must have to justify why they are buying, why they are not buying other stocks. So ये सब जो compliance decision है ना, ये सबको oversight करता है trustee board. Okay. There is a financial review, periodically review the AMC's net worth, transaction, associate and along with the audit report. ये जो trustee है ना, AMC का जो audit report होता है, NAV होता है, dividend payout होता है, all this financial report, profit and loss, balance sheet, all these things are checked and audited by the trustees also. Okay. Then is the investor grievance and readdressal. Oversees the handling resolution of investor complaints by the AMC. If any investor make any complaint against the AMC or the mutual fund services or distribution, the trustee take care of the services. Okay. There is a reporting to the SEBI. जो भी म्यूचुअल फंड इंडस्ट्री पे हो रहा है, उनका जो एएमसी के साथ जो भी चल रहा है, और सबको उनको क्या करना है, हाफ ईयरली, इन एवरी 6 मंथ, एवरी फाइनेंशियल ईयर का जो क्वार्टर होता है, उसमें क्या करना है, इनको सेबी के साथ उसको कंप्लायंस करना है, सेबी के साथ उसको डिस्कस करना है, और सेबी के साथ उसको शेयर करना है. दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट वर्क ऑफ ट्रस्टी. देयर इज 5 more most important work of you can say that trustee. These 5 things is very important. You just have to look at this question. Maybe not will come from there, but this slide is very important. I think so. Please cover this slide very well and very good in good way. Okay. So this is very important for you also. Now look at this slide. एसेट मैनेजमेंट कंपनीज का कोर ऑपरेशन. एसेट मैनेजमेंट कंपनी क्या होता है मैंने ऑलरेडी डिस्कस किया था, फिर भी मैं एक बार बोल दे रहा हूं. व्हाट इज एएमसी? लाइक यू आर इन्वेस्टिंग इन द म्यूचुअल फंड एंड द म्यूचुअल फंड इज रन बाय एसेट मैनेजमेंट कंपनी. HDFC AMC is a listed company. It's an asset management company. HDFC Bank is different, HDFC AMC is different. So here the HDFC AMC is the asset management company who are managing the mutual fund. In the AMC, under the AMC, there is lot of schemes. Lot of mutual fund schemes are there, okay? And the schemes are managed by particularly one AMC. Links, you can buy HDFC liquid fund, HDFC debt fund, equity fund, hybrid fund. There is a lot of, right? So all of these funds are managed by a particular company, that is HDFC AMC. Okay, so what is the description there right there? Let's see that. The AMC is responsible for day-to-day management and investment activities of the mutual fund schemes. It is appointed by the sponsor or trustee with SEBI approval and must meet stringent operational and financial requirements. Okay, there are some rules that AMC cannot be appointed by at any, like just you are appoint anyone, you cannot appoint AMC like that. There is also some rules. That is, director must have adequate professional experience in finance. Whoever the director of the AMC, they must have the professional experience in the financial sector, and these things are checked by SEBI. You cannot acquire anyone. No directors or key personnel found guilty for moral turpitude or economic offense. Means जो भी म्यूचुअल फंड का और सॉरी एएमसी का जो भी डायरेक्टर होगा और जो भी की पर्सनल होगा, जो भी मैनेजमेंट कमेटी में होगा, वो लोग किसी भी फाइनेंशियल क्राइम और फाइनेंशियल केस में गिल्टी नहीं होना चाहिए. They all have to be a gentleman. Then is that key personnel should not have worked for the AMCs with suspended or cancelled registration. Means there is a lot of AMCs who are suspended or their registration is cancelled. That person not to be from those particular AMCs. Okay, if they are from this particular industries, they are not eligible to become a key personnel on this particular AMC. That is, things are checked by the AMC also. Then is the most important thing in this chapter. You have at least 50% of independent director on the AMC board. Means the 50% जो भी AMC का जो बोर्ड होगा उसमें 50% AMC का खुद का लोग हो सकते हैं और अदर जो होगा वो होगा इंडिपेंडेंट डायरेक्टर. Okay, they are not from the AMC company. Then is the must maintain a net worth at least INR 50 crore on a continuous basis. जो AMC होगा उसका जो net worth, they have to must maintain a 50 crore continuous basis because there is a liquidity issues or other things can become, compliance issues must become, there is expenses, all the things. So proper management के लिए जो AMC का उसको 50 करोड़ का अपने पास कैश और नेट पॉजिटिव नेटवर्क हमेशा रखना पड़ेगा. ठीक है. Then is the investment communication. Changes in AMC control require prior trustee and SEBI approval and communication to unit holder via newspaper and email offering and exit option. This question come from your exam. In my distribution exam that also comes, that how the mutual fund companies or how the AMCs communicate with the investor. That is, there is some newspaper ads or email आ जाएगा आपको offering and exit or option NAV. Okay, if there is anything happens in the mutual fund company, means there is lot of thing can happen. तो scheme जो है ना mutual fund का equity and debt, तो scheme merge हो सकता है, scheme merger हो सकता है, scheme split हो सकता है, consolidation हो सकता है, boss, there is a lot of things. So that time mutual fund AMC must need to communicate with the with the investors. तो वो लोग कैसे करेंगे? They can do that via newspaper ads, emails, or anything else which will be preferred. Now look, inside the asset management functions and department. That is, inside an asset management company, there is a lot of function. Okay, at first you look for this. There is a fund management. Fund management means those people are the responsible for managing your fund. That's include the fund management, analyst, dealers, जो लोग इन्वेस्टमेंट डिसीजन लेता है वो लोग सब कुछ का एक टीम होगा. उस टीम को क्या बोला जाएगा? फंड मैनेजमेंट. दैट इज द फंड मैनेजमेंट. देन इज द ऑपरेशन एंड कस्टमर सर्विस. मैनेज इन्वेस्टर रिकॉर्ड्स, प्रोसेस ट्रांजैक्शन, कैलकुलेट एनएवीज, हैंडल्स कस्टमर क्वेरीज. देयर इज सम पीपल हु आर वर्किंग इन द ऑपरेशन एंड कस्टमर सर्विस. उनका क्या काम होगा? they will always work for the investor record. Means you are buying a mutual fund, how much you buy, what is your name, what is your Aadhaar card number, what is the PAN card number. So they will manage this. Okay, तो transaction processing करेंगे वो लोग. NAV का जो daily calculation होगा अब तो automatic होता है, फिर भी ये department का responsibility है that they will calculate the NAV and handle the customer queries if you have any queries. So they will do that. There is a sales and marketing. Drives product distribution, branding, advertising, and engage with the distributor and the investor. Sales and marketing का जो भी normal companies में काम होता है, that also have them in the mutual fund industry also. And if you are looking, one IT gives you that whenever a fund manager decide to launch a plan, they must at first discuss with the fund का जो भी marketing manager होगा, fund marketing manager जो भी होगा, उनसे पहले बात करेगा. If he approve that, then they only can start the fund. That is also the regulation. There is a compliance. Compliance क्या करता है आपको? जो legal adhere है, regulatory framework, reporting directly to the AMC, had the trustee. ये लोग क्या था? Trustee, AMC और SEBI को, इन तीन लोगों को लिंक करता है और तीन लोगों के लिए काम करता है. If there is anything happens or anything is changed, they must communicate with all of the three. Okay. There is a support function. सपोर्ट फंक्शन मींस आईटी का टीम हो जाएगा आपको यहाँ पर, एडमिन, एचआरडी, ह्यूमन रिसोर्स, स्मूथ इंटरनेट ऑपरेशन के लिए जो भी काम कर रहे हैं, अदर्स जो भी काम होगा, दैट इज डिपेंड्स ऑन support function. Okay, these are the five major structure of this mutual fund industry in the under the AMC. They have the 5 or 6 type of team and companies. आपको मैं next structure में बहुत अच्छे से दिखाऊंगा कैसे कैसा चीज होता है, but that is not a thing which is जिसमें से question आएगा बहुत tough आएगा. That is not a thing like that. So it is very easy thing. Just look at this slide, you will understand all the things. How the structure is going to happen? Let's look. At first there is sponsor. स्पॉन्सर क्या करता है? ट्रस्टी और एमसी को अपॉइंट करता है. एंड व्हाट इज द मेन थिंग इज दैट देयर विल बी सम क्वेश्चंस comes from your exam, that is like who appoint AMC, who appoint trustee, who appoint whom. So these questions are very important, you have to take care about that. Sponsor at first क्या करेगा? Sponsor go to the trustee, he will make a trustee of board, then trustee और sponsor मिलकर AMC कंपनी का हायर करेगा. then AMC के कंपनी के अंडर there is compliance fund management में क्या क्या आएगा? Already we discussed analyst, fund managers and dealers. Then is the asset management, operation and customer service. Under this there is a register and transfer agency. RT agency is the responsible for the registering and transferring of your units, your assets, all the things. Custodians क्या करते हैं? Mutual fund, whatever they are buying in the mutual fund, if they are buying a equity stock, dividend, bond, anything, so उसका जो भी पेपर्स है, जो भी एसेट होगा, वो कस्टोडियन का रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होता है उनको संभालने के लिए. तो दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट वर्क फॉर कस्टोडियन. देयर इज अ फंड अकाउंटिंग where that making the daily accounting, the calculation of NAV, the calculation how much whom to pay, that all the things. Okay, there is a cash management team. Cash management team means in mutual fund there is lot of teams are there. They are paying, they are giving money to everyone. Acha, look a minute. Okay, there is fund manager. Sorry, cash management. Cash management क्या करता है कि म्यूचुअल फंड में every day people are buying something and people are a set of people are buying something, a set of people are selling something. So what they did, they manage the cash. They manage the cash and this make a very good work for the mutual fund and very core operation of the mutual fund, because if one day mutual fund unit holder cannot sell their unit and cannot get back their money, so that is a very problematic thing and big red flag for the AMC also. So this is one of the most important work of AMC. There is a sales and marketing. Sales and marketing में distribution होता है. Distribution कौन करता है आपको पता है. Distributors जिनके लिए आप पढ़ रहे हो. If you are pass this exam, you can become a mutual fund distributor. Then is the other function. Other functions में finance and administration. This finance is not like a fund manager. It is the accounting and all this stuff. There's the human resource development. How there is a lot of human resource. There's a lot of things. The succession planning is there. Okay, hiring, recruiting, lot of things there. There's a technology IT का टीम होता है. जो technical का support for जो भी चाहिए उनके लिए एक IT टीम होता है. This is overall structure of the AMC. I think this will help you a lot. Let's me see the next slide. And one thing I can say you that if you look for this particular slide, I can assure you that from the structure you can assume or you can solve one or you can see 2 or 3 questions in your exam paper. So you have to good with these things. Next is the essential support. Fund accountants, auditors होता है mutual fund का जो audit करता है, auditor, distributors, RTA, maintain investor records and post transaction and update capital. We already discussed. Then another most important thing is KYC registration agencies. There is some KRA. You know what is KYC? Know your customer. In the banks always calls you that do the KYC form, fill up the KYC. What they will do? They know your customer. So there also mutual fund also needs to do the KYC, and for this they have the particular agencies. And there's a lot of things they have. The agencies they work with them, like the depository. Mutual fund does not have. Maybe they does not have their own depository firm, depository partner. So they can hire another depository company, depository company. They help with them. So there is KYC. KYC can be in-house or that can be outsourcing. Okay. Collecting bankers and payment aggregators. This is the basic things. You just read about this. I will explain you in this notes also. Now see, beyond the basics, specialized support and industry oversight, there is some more things. That is the valuation agencies. Just give me 1 minute. Okay. There's a valuation agencies. Provide fair valuation metrics for non-traded or thinly traded debt securities. There is lot of securities in the mutual fund that are not traded regularly. So valuation agencies होता है जो उन लोगों को help करता है regular valuations के लिए. Like mutual fund का जो valuation होता है that is depends on the mark to market. अर्थात market में जो भी value होगा उसके depend में उसका valuation होगा. But if you have the instrument that is not traded on the market on a daily basis, so that can be valued by the valuation agencies. This is not an important thing. There is a credit rating agencies. Credit rating agencies are the rating agencies who rated your mutual fund. They rated 5-star, 4-star, 3-star based on some criteria they have. There is a depository and participant hold the securities in the dematerialized form, enabling the electronic transactions. Already discussed the depositories. Depositories can be in-housing or it can be outsourcing. There is a stock exchange platform. Of course, the mutual funds are traded also in the stock exchange like NISM VA, and especially for the closed-ended fund, mutual fund needs to be traded on stock exchange. Okay, so these are the things. And another thing you have in this particular chapter, that's the AMFI. AMFI is what? Association of Mutual Fund India. What they do? They set ethical standards, promote best practices, represent the industry to regulators, and conduct investor awareness program, playing non-regulatory yet pivotal role in self-regulation and industry development. What they did, SEBI का मेन काम क्या है आपको पता है? स्टॉक मार्केट और इन सबको फाइनेंशियल जो भी मार्केट है उनको रेगुलेट करना. और म्यूचुअल फंड में क्या होता है ना, जो इन्वेस्ट करता है बेसिक जो इन्वेस्टमेंट करता है उनको उतना फाइनेंशियल नॉलेज नहीं होता. दिस इज व्हाई SEBI ensured that they got the fairness. So what they did, they make another organization, another standard board, that is AMFI, who only take care of the mutual fund. That retailer must be not be violated by the big players. So this is why they make the AMFI, who make awareness programs, who makes regulator standards. They communicate and they bridge the gap between the SEBI and the AMCs on the trustee boards. And the whole process they help with this. So AMFI is a very big thing. If you look for the website of AMFI, there will find you all the data. If you need lot of data, if you want to research, there is a research section for the investor or mutual distributor or anybody. You can find a lot of data. So AMFI is regulator of the mutual fund, not a regulator, but he is work under SEBI. Now see, there is, I want to show the notes form. Look, integrity standard, we are talking about the product trustee का जो काम होता है, we already talked about that. Execution criteria, blah blah blah. Now look, investment management agreement में जो होता है, information access, okay, service and contract review, regulatory compliance, investor interest and safeguard, corrective action and reporting, scheme attribution changes, quarterly reviews. We already discussed these things. Now see auditor and compliance report. Auditor and compliance report में half yearly reporting तो SEBI आपको half yearly report करना है every 6 months of the financial year. ये म्यूचुअल फंड का जो लीगल फ्रेमवर्क है, if you look for this, a mutual fund is constituted as a trust formalized through a trust deed registered under the Registration Act 1908. This deed is executed by sponsor in favor of named trustees. So this is some question can come from your exam. This is something we already discussed. Custodian का जो भी है details में इन सब पे लिखा है. Custodian, what does he do? Okay, all custodian must be registered. While appointed by trustees, independence is crucial. The sponsor ने असल contributors. ये सब आपको एक बार reading कर लेना है. That is not what we not discussed. Organization structure of asset management company, fund management, compliance, sales and marketing. ये सब already we are discussed. Okay. Fund management, the investment engine, analysts, dealers. So what are the dealers? We already told this. So what is that? Execute trade orders with securities brokers based on the instruction from fund managers, ensuring efficient and transaction processing. Means the fund manager who takes the what to buy, what to sell. पर उसको जो process करता है, उसको जो execute करता है, they are called as dealers. Then is operation and customer service team. We already discussed these things. Sales and marketing, branding, advertising, distribution, channel management, event and campaigning. All things are there. Finance, accounting, human resource, role and support function, fund accountant, NAF का calculation करता है ये लोग, that is very important. Transaction, auditor independence and financial scrutiny, distributor, bridging, and investor, all these things we are already discussed. Credit rating agencies discussed, stock exchange, exchange listing, direct transaction, utilities. Okay, these things are another thing, that is execution on platform. SEBI regulation, execution of platforms which are digital platform facilitating the transaction, subscription and redemption switch in direct plans of mutual fund. Category 1, ये जो भी आप लोग जो भी यूज करते हैं ना, ब्रोकर्स हो जाए, आपका जो भी एप्स हो जाए, उनके लिए कुछ कैटेगरीज बनाया है सेबी ने, जिसके अंदर से आप लोग उनको जो फॉलो करना है रेगुलेशन, उनके अंदर से आप लोग बाय और परचेस करते हो, तो उनको कुछ रेगुलेशन फॉलो करना होता है. सो दिस थिंग्स आर रिटन देयर, दैट इज देयर मस्ट बी रजिस्टर्ड विद एमपी as an agent of AMCs and integrate with RTA, AMC and aggregate transaction. Okay, registered to stockbroker under SEBI. If like Grow is a stockbroker, so they are must be registered with the stockbroker regulation. So these things are there. Role and function of MP. We already discussed that. That professional and ethical standard based business practice, regulatory interaction, government and RBI representation. They also represent government and RBI, Reserve Bank of India. Investor awareness, industry information research. मैंने बोला कि यहाँ पर research का बहुत सारी चीज होता है. So they also did that. There is a distribution and regulation, investor protection. That is the things. Okay. So a major function of MP is the registration of mutual fund distribution by allotting the MP, ARN. So whenever you are passing the exam, mutual fund distributor, and you want to become a professional distributor, so you have to needs to get a MP, अर्थात ARN. MP registration number, you have to need that. Without that, you cannot be a distributor. So you have to work for this also. So these are the basic things they have done in this particular industry. Okay. So मैं और दूसरा एक चीज आप लोगों को दिखाना चाहूंगा, that is that this image before the exam. Just look at this exam image. Just take a screenshot before the exam. I think this will help you a lot, because all the things you need to for this exam. All the things you have this in this particular chapter, in this image you can find everything. So it is a very good of source. We make this help of notebook LM, very good AI. And one thing I can suggest you for the particular exam, if you didn't understand anything, just go and ask to ChatGPT or any other thing. That will help you a lot. So I think everyone understands this chapter. The chapter is very small chapter. That's not a big chapter at all. So now what you have to do, go with the notes. The notes we already provide in the description. You can saw that, and then go with the NISM official workbook, and then apply for the mock test, which is in the description. Okay, and thanks for watching this. I think this video is very helpful for you, and आज के लिए इतना ही. We will meet in another video very soon. Thank you.